there's some things I think I did well. There's a lot of things I think I can do better. You know, I'm my biggest critic. I'm sure a lot of guys in the locker room feel the same way about their play. So, things to build on. You know, different scheme, different things I'm being asked to do. So, have a good week of practice. Hopefully, go out there and correct some of that stuff.
You've been a while, I mean, so this ain't your first rodeo.
No.
The Vikings on film, what jumps out? Because they're always better than the record indicates.
Right. You know, they have their situationally they play different sometimes throughout the years. I think last year they had trouble finishing some games. You know, this year same deal. You know, Kirk is Kirk. You give him time, he's going to dice you up. I think they have a real good running game. Played against Shaw, so I think highly of him. Haven't seen a lot on their defense, obviously, but they're just like any other team in the NFL. You give them enough space to make some plays. So, got to be a little bit tighter in our form and our technique this week, especially against the run, and have a better outing this week.
Speaking of that, when you see a team that kind of commits a lot of turnovers, I think they got 9 fumbles, 11 turnovers overall. As a guy that makes plays, do you salivate at the notion of adding to that?
Yeah, I mean, you're always trying to get to the ball, you know, not always just making the tackle, but obviously trying to get the ball back, help out the offense. So that's one of the main things I've tried to do throughout the years, at least, you know, forcing fumbles, things like that, sack fumbles. And so that'll be the same intention going out there this week. It's always trying to go after the ball, but, you know, be safe and make time.
You used to wearing a uniform in the 90s, like 94. What is there a story behind number 5?
No, I mean, I've worn a lot of numbers throughout the years. I think I wore 5 sophomore year of college in JUCO. Broke my leg, so I didn't really get a chance to wear it. 5 in Denver was just kind of my way of switching to linebacker and switching out of the 94 that I had worn so long in Dallas. And same deal here. I think, you know, this time there wasn't a lot of options, so I was lucky enough to, you know, have John Lynch help me keep the numbers. So.
Trent Williams had some extremely high praise for you. You said you're as good as talented as anyone he's faced. Do you get to face him at all in practice? Like, can he make you better?
A little bit. You know, over the years, the amount of time you spend one-on-one with starters has kind of gone down. I know as a rookie and a young guy, we did a lot. Last couple of years, you know, being here in Denver, we haven't done it a lot. So more so about trying to protect your guys, you know, as I'm sure you know. And yeah, I'd love to go up against him. I've gone up against him a lot, being in the NFC East and him being in Washington. So a lot of good battles. I hope I'll, you know, get better, you know, from playing against him in practice when I do, and vice versa.
Anybody ever gone against, you've heard about, and then you play against him, you're like, man, this dude comes as advertised.
A lot of guys, and I mean, I'm sure there's been guys that you know, felt like I wasn't the greatest, and I may have surprised them. I've had guys that I felt like you know, I'd had my way with, and they did a very nice job. So that's the league, and that's the landscape. We're all part of the 1%. We're all, you know, big time players. We're all that guy at some point in our career. So playing against the best of the best, that's always going to happen.
Last one for me, kind of a fun one. What is the most aggravating penalty in a game to you?
For me, personally, well, we got a guy on the team that does it a lot. Trent Williams with his little twitch foot that he does pre-snap. He got me on that a few times in the playoff game a couple of years ago, and you know, he's perfected it where he's not really getting it called that much. But a lot of pre-snap stuff that I feel like O-line does that they get away with. But other than that, it's a pretty clean game.
Little tricks of the trade that kind of
get
you
the
to jump.
game within the game. Everyone has it. I'm sure I have stuff that I kind of do to kind of get the upper hand. But yeah, that pre-snap, you know, they're always quick to get out before the ball. I've never been a big fan of it. I understand it and why it doesn't get called, but I hate it.
Randy, you come here, the team's undefeated, everyone's kind of flying high, and then unfortunately your first outing with the team is a loss.
Brought the bad juju.
No. That's not where I'm going with this. What can you say just about like the way the team's responded to the loss in the locker room and in meetings, kind of compared to some of the other places you've been?
It's about as well as you can be. I think the big part about, you know, loss is being transparent. You know, self-evaluation, knowing what you've done wrong and being able to go out there and correct it. So, you know, from what I've seen, what I've heard from the coaching staff and from the players, they all have kind of the same temperament when it comes to that loss. And You need those kind of grinding out games. You don't want to lose them, obviously, but you need those kind of tests throughout the year. And, hats off to the Browns. They have very good defense. Had a lot of time to kind of scheme up against our defense, and so played a good game.
Thank you so much.